Hello, welcome to the A1 podcast. I am joined by today's guest, indoor football and semi-professional football player, in addition to the man who actually got to play against Jimmy Garoppolo in high school, Joshua Hampton. Josh, how you doing today?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
Doing good, good, man. I think this is the first time we've actually talked, right? Like outside of like social media.
Yeah, I feel like this might be our actual first formal meet.
Meet, yeah. So how have you been, man? How's 2020 been treating you?
I'm doing well, man. Just taking it easy, just trying to, stay ready as best as I possibly can, man. But that's about it for the most part, taking it one day at a time.
Yeah, but I mean, I think I've seen you. You're the MSFL. Your league was playing competitively this year, right? And I think you just finished up with the Cowboys, right?
Yeah, that's right.
hmm So how was that?
It was well. I was actually not sure if I was going to be playing or not this
Mm,
season, just because just figuring things out. I had some opportunities that came up in the CFL over there,
right. Yep.
and
Yep.
I had an opportunity to play in France.
Yep.
But just like everything for everyone, COVID has kind of postponed those opportunities. So
Right.
yeah, I just wanted to play with the Cowboys, just to stay ready and get some footage and show that I can still, you know, play at a high level.
And it's funny you mentioned that because one of our previous guests, Darius Prince, he basically, I'm not sure if you heard that episode, but his story was that he was my fourth episode, my fourth guest, and he also returned last week, so he's kind of like a regular, but. He basically, his story was that he used semi-pro to get to the NAL, then to the AFL, and then he won Arena Bowl 30, and then he got into the Eagles practice squad, and he didn't
Right.
even play football in college.
Yeah,
So I
that
mean,
his story is pretty great, man. I mean, he's definitely a baller and a dog. And I'm super, happy for him, and I hope he continue to get his opportunities because that's a story for sure.
yeah, the craziest part was that my college coach, San Jose City College, was his coach in the AAF on the Commanders.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, so I was able to kind of do like a joint episode on Tuesday with both of them. And he's like, "What's up, Coach Doug? What's up, man? What's up, baby? How you feeling?" You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, they were just chopping that shit up, boy. So it was good shit.
Yeah, I
So
mean, hey, it's a small world, and that's what football does. It brings a lot of different people together.
yeah, I feel like, and to that point, is exactly what I was about to say. Like the longer you play at the higher level you play, the circle gets smaller, right? So it
Yeah,
gets
for
much
sure.
smaller. So you can attest to that. All right, so we're gonna get started. Let me pull up a photo, which you're gonna obviously know because it's been posted all over. This one right here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 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 that's right there.
That's a legendary throwback right there.
Legendary throwback. Number 10 right there is looking at number 32, who is our guest on the other end of this line today. Talk to me about kind of your early years. Talk to me about kind of what sports you started playing at an early age. Talk to me yeah, kind of, if start from the beginning, kind of your life. What was your favorite sport growing up?
Yeah,
Go
for
ahead.
sure. So my first love actually was soccer.
Okay.
That was the first love, and yeah, man, just as a kid, I had an unbelievable amount of energy. You know what I'm saying? So just trying to find some way to, uh, you know, do something with it.
Right.
And yeah, so soccer was the first sport, man, and I was just a fast kid. Always kind of had speed. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, just basketball. Went to basketball and not really too much. And then yeah, kind of I don't know. I just kind of bounced around,
Yeah.
from sport to sport until I got older, and then I moved to Glenview.
Yeah.
I moved to Glenview in around like fourth grade, and then again, just my energy and stuff like that. Kids are like, "Dude, you got to play sports. Like, you're fast, this and that." So then that's when I started playing football in eighth grade.
Okay. Perfect. And so when you say you moved to Glenview, where were you from before Glenview? Where did you move from?
I was living in like Skokie and Evanston before then.
Skokie and Hampton. Got it. Okay. So like North Side. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. North
Got it.
side.
North Side Chicago. Okay. So basically eighth grade. So that's kind of like, and your teammate Evan was also kind of, that's how we started this last interview, because your teammate on the Blitz, and we'll get into that. But your teammate Evan was also kind of started playing football in like early years, kind of like I think around the middle school or a little bit before that. So kind of talk to me about that, because I know that most middle schools and junior high schools don't have teams, so you're probably playing in like a youth league, right? Prior to
Yeah,
get yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so the team that we had during those years was like the Junior Titans.
Mhm.
Our team was actually undefeated and unscored upon then as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won the whole ship and everything, but yeah, that was kind of the league back then. And again, I was on the heavyweights and stuff, but it was my first year, man, and I was just just trying to find what was for me,
Yeah.
and just do something productive really with my time and my energy. And it ended up working out. All I would really run back then was the 28 and the 26 toss or the 25 power,
Yeah.
and
Sweeps and counters, brother, all day.
we were off to the crib.
Yeah. Cribbing it, and so obviously after middle school you then start high school. So I know someone, well, and I'm just every episode I keep referencing the last guest just because it's fresh in my mind. Football you retain memory. So Evan's story was that when he was played after middle school, he played freshman year and he went straight to varsity sophomore year. What
Oh
was
wow.
your experience? I mean, did you go straight to varsity or did you have to play JV?
Yeah, no. So my whole experience for me was I started off at Glenbrook South, and honestly, I felt like this might, be a little far fetched, but I don't believe so. But I felt like I could have been a freshman on varsity.
Ooh, okay.
Again, it was just my inexperience, and I only say that because like I did have the varsity coach at some of my freshman games. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I was making noise like
Right.
that. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So the varsity coach is down there, obviously looking at something. But then again, yeah. So then I went and I played sophomore. I didn't go to varsity. I did get moved up to varsity though when our varsity team went to the playoffs when I was a sophomore.
Okay.
So I got to experience that. The whole they'll bring you up to practice and stuff just to try to work you in just to see because I played at an 8A
Mhm.
school.
Yep.
So 8A schools are pretty powerhouse. So the guys we had back then when I was a sophomore, man, they're pretty big guys, So
Yeah.
you really had to be tough, to hang and be able to play with these guys.
Yeah, and to that point, that's back to that photo we just showed. The guys that some of those big, tough, talented dudes were like Jimmy Garoppolo you played against in your leagues, And so I mean, kind of talk to me about because for you, obviously, you're pretty big. You're not you. Would you consider classify yourself as like a big guy, or would you say you're just like a built like kind of like little dude, like kind of how do you classify yourself? You know what I mean? Like, or
Yeah,
are you? Or
totally.
yeah,
Man, it's tough. I definitely don't see myself as a little guy. You know what
right,
I'm saying?
right.
But I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that if that's the case either.
I'm
Because
a little dude. And fuck it. I used to be my whole career, so
yeah,
undersized.
So
Yeah,
again, I don't see myself as a little guy. Maybe just like an average size built guy.
got
You
it.
know what I'm saying? For the most part. So yeah. So to fast forward, I ended up transferring to Buffalo Grove High School
Buffalo Cook. Yeah.
from Glenbrook South High School, and then that's where I was a starter both years there, running back my junior year and senior year. And yeah, I played against. I think I played against Jimmy twice. Yeah,
Twice.
he would have been a junior my senior year
Right.
because he was
Right.
a soft. He in that picture he's a sophomore on varsity
Right.
playing
Man,
safety
like
because
playing safe. Good.
they had a senior backup. They had a senior quarterback already, so they just let him finish out. And so yeah, Jimmy was a sophomore on varsity, just literally being a body out there, filling in. And yeah, so that was a great experience. I obviously had no record. I literally didn't have any recollection that about Jimmy Garoppolo until I heard a guy from Eastern Illinois graduate, that got picked up by
Yeah.
the Niners.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of like a deja vu thing. I'm looking through my memorabilia, I'm looking through these photos, and I'm like, that name sounds familiar. You know what I'm saying? And lo and behold, I have a picture with the $25 million man.
Yes, sir. Well, here we go. And he's actually $137.6 million man. $35 million.
Got
Yes,
you,
sir.
got you. There
Yes,
you
sir.
go.
Yes, sir. No, that's good.
Wow.
Okay. So in high school, it sounds like you're primarily a running back. Am I hearing that correctly, or were you a wide receiver? What positions was your primary position, or did you kind of bounce around? Talk to me about that.
Okay, so my primary position starting out, I was running back from
Yeah.
eighth grade, freshman, sophomore, all the way through.
Right.
I mean, I did play DB, safety, corner here and there, but that was very little.
Mm-hmm.
I was a running back. That's my natural position, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Um, And then yeah, as I progressed and just got faster and things like that, coaches, they put you in, they put the players in more positions. So
Yes, sir.
um we start to do things like, oh, let's line Josh up at receiver and just
Right.
run him down, run him down the sideline before halftime or whatever the case is, little things like that. But I never still really was just like, oh, let me play wide receiver. Let me let me be more of an athlete.
Right.
That kind of came on later. So um, to fast forward after, high school or whatever the case is, I I'm at Harper. I'm at Harper Juco now, and
Before
that's
we get
kind of
there, before we get there, look at these. Had to. All right. Before we get there, okay, talk to me about kind of your junior year or senior year. Were you recruited at all before you decided to go to Harper, or kind of what was your experience like?
yeah. So I was kind of late bloomer with all that stuff, but yeah, I
Right.
was recruited. I had D1 and letters of intent,
Right.
offers or whatever the case was. Primarily, the only school that had offered me was Illinois State. They had offered me like 60%.
Right.
And then yeah, things just didn't work out with it. But yeah, I mean, I had a handful of intent, man, and teams at Georgetown, Hofstra, Wisconsin, Iowa. You know what I'm saying? Really, the big names.
Yeah.
So
Powerhouses.
I was recruited, yeah, and again at running back, and then well, I guess while we're on the topic, I won't move too fast, but I did end up breaking Tom Zabikowski's school record.
Yep.
Also, my junior year at running back, I rushed for 366 yards and like 4 touchdowns.
Right.
And it was against the same team and stuff. So that's kind of just my junior year is kind of where I did break out. And stuff like that. And yeah, the name was ringing bells over here in the Buffalo Grove area and things like that.
All right. And so what prompted you to go to JUCO? You know what I mean? Because I also went to JUCO, but the reason why is because I didn't have any playing experience in high school, and I had to get that's where I got my film, right? Or I had to get some like film and get connected through JUCO, through obviously being at a collegiate program. What was your reason to go to JUCO as opposed to going to a 4-year?
Uh, I just didn't secure any of my offers, unfortunately.
Okay.
And so you kind of just have that chip on your shoulder in a situation like that after the fact.
Bingo.
Yeah, so I just wanted to go. I just wanted to go to school and do better. Better with my grades and all that good stuff. And that was my whole point. So I went locally to Harper, and yeah, that's just what really motivated that, to do better in school, to transfer ultimately
Right.
to one of these big name schools that were recruiting me or whatever the case was, and go from there.
And kind of with Harper, was Evan, our last guest, was he your teammate at Harper?
I want to say, yeah, he was. He
Okay.
was my teammate at Harper. So when I transferred to Buffalo Grove, I know I posted something prior, just on social media, but there was something where he played for Deerfield and we were in the same like conference.
Right.
So we also played, on opposing teams in high school as
Right.
well. And then, yeah, when we both went to Harper, we were both in the same team. And yeah, he was a big name guy himself too. I think he might have been like a defensive end, tight end type guy.
That's
But
exactly what he was. Yep.
yeah, he was a beast for sure, man. He was a beast.
Yes. Okay. So kind of talk to me about experience now that you're at Harper. Talk to me about the experience of the transition from going from high school and now obviously being at JUCO, right? Because the practices, the lifestyle is a little bit different. You know what I mean? In the sense
Right.
that when I was talking to Evan about it, and this is kind of what me and Evan agreed on. You may be different. That's why I want to ask you. We prefer JUCO a little more because you can set your own schedule, you can get to class when you need to, and you can kind of coordinate that around your practices a little bit easier than high school. But still, actually no, but still, as you and I can, as you know, right? It's like when you get to practice, it's 5 days a week, so there's no way around it, right? You have to be there
Right.
5 days a week. So, kind of talk to me about what did you prefer the JUCO kind of format, or would you go? Well, Josh, I think I lost you. Okay, let's see, Josh. I think we've lost Josh. Let's see if he can join back. Let's see. Let me text. Pause the recording.
Okay, sorry about that.
No worries at all. All right. So yeah, kind of talk to me about kind of what you prefer. Did you prefer JUCO a little more than high school in terms of the format, structure, and practice and classes, or did you like high school a little bit more in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say I like the whole JUCO format, more. I mean, that's also the early stages of adulting.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I'm saying? So just having that extra little freedom, to roam and just, yeah, experience, figure things out for yourself. I felt like that, helps you grow faster too. So
Right. And I think to that point, it helps you grow faster. And kind of when me and ever talk about it, something to your point also, it helps you become an adult faster. You're basically an adult. You're 18, 19 years old, however old you are. You know what I mean? And you're out of school trying to get to the next level. Everyone's there. They're all like basically young men, young grown men
right.
trying to get to the next level. And I mean, some of the best friends I've made. I mean, the guys who I've had on the show from San Jose City College, which was my first school to walk onto after high school, are like I hadn't seen some of them in 12 years, and like we haven't been on the cast. Like we just picked it up right where we left off. Like my coach Dub, no, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean. So
Right. That's how it happens. It's just like that. That's how you know the friendships are real.
bingo, So okay, yeah. So talk to me about your experience. No, actually, your kind of your career at Harper. I mean, how was that?
So yeah, Harper, it was interesting, man. It was interesting. My time there, it was short, but it was short lived. But from the day I stepped onto the campus, I made an impact. Uh, the first day out the gate, I'm coming out. I'm coming into camp a little bit late, and I got my orange Buffalo Grove shorts on. You know what I'm saying? I
Yes,
literally
sir.
remember. I can remember it like it was yesterday. But again, I wore the shorts specifically to stand out.
Yeah.
Because I was also late. And things of that nature. So I wanted to stand out.
Mhm.
And honestly, from day one, I made a spark, or I made a name for myself. I had every DB you can imagine calling me out just due to my route running, my speed. Even after the first couple of days, yeah, I'm on this call. Even after the first couple of games, or after the first couple of days of practice and stuff like that, like I had DBs calling me out. Literally had coaches telling the receiving corps to run their routes like me.
Oh.
And we had a guy on our team at the time by the name of Dello Davis, and he's played in the arena game and stuff like that. Freak of nature guy, but he's a 5'6", 5'8" guy.
Oh.
So he's a little guy.
Yeah.
And he took it personal. He's like, I don't see anything so special about this guy's routes. No, literally.
I know.
Literally, he's looking at the coach like, let me see, because what's so special about his route? So
Right.
that was the fondest memory. But out the gate, man, just trying to, again, I had a chip on my shoulder, something to prove. I had all these intent and letter offers and didn't get one of them. So again, just trying to prove myself.
And I think that's the biggest that's the key kind of motivator for guys to go to JUCO, because like Last Chance U, which is now kind of a thing, which didn't exist when you and I were at JUCO 10 years ago, 8 to 10 years ago, how long ago, right?
Right.
It was the guys trying to prove to themselves and also prove to these top tier schools that yes, we still have it. But more so, I think when my coach Dell was on, we talked about this. It's more so you want to prove to yourself that you can do it more so than anything
Right.
else. So I mean,
Yeah.
and
It's never. Go ahead.
no, I'm good. No, good.
It's never about anyone else. It's always about yourself. These are our dreams individually. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Things we love to do, our passion. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and if we come across people, who have that same passion, we can put that work in together and, get that work and try to make it happen together. But, we're doing this for our sole pleasure.
Yeah, and I mean, you might have something to commemorate it, like a little anniversary ring.
Hey,
Hey,
big rings right there.
bruh, every single guest I've shown this to you, I'm a glutton, so you're gonna have to bear with me.
No, you're good, man. You got more than me, so I'm jealous.
Yeah, no, I mean, everyone has the rings. It's just I don't know, fuck it though. I mean, sometimes with rings, I mean, it depends on the school, it depends on the team, whatever level, semi-pro, arena, JUCO. I don't give a fuck, man. It's sometimes you just click, sometimes you don't, sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. You know what I mean? It's just I mean, people don't understand unless you actually played. So
Yeah, no,
anyhow,
there's so many variables that play into, putting together a team that can get there. And you
bingo.
really do need every piece, every player, a part of it. And even before I got to Harper, they actually won the national JUCO.
Exactly, they did.
A
2008.
fr- right,
Yeah.
a friend of mine that I played with at Glenbrook South, he was actually on that team, a guy by the name of Devin Henderson.
Hmm.
Devin was actually on that team. He was a tight end, defensive end as well. And yeah, man, they balled out. They had some ballers on that team for sure. So I was, once I did come down to it, I was ecstatic. I was like, oh, that'll be nice. But I was such a late bloomer during that time, just after that whole fact that I get to Harper also, and they're like, oh, we didn't even think you'd still be around. Otherwise, we would have offered you like scholarship money,
Damn.
And here I am. So I was completely just like, I didn't have everything together.
Right. So
Um,
yeah, good.
I'm done.
You're done? Okay. Because kind of the struggles that you're talking about having everything together, Evan also was at Harper, and kind of he did the one thing we can talk about, kind of because you mentioned the national championship season prior to you and him going there. With the 2-7 seasons that followed, obviously after I think your sophomore year, they cut the program, and similar with my school, after my sophomore year, 3 to 4 years, I think 3 years after or 4 years, I forgot the actual year, they decided to cut the program. And so with that in mind, kind of talk to me about that, obviously, because you guys are going 2-7. We went 0-10, my sophomore year. And it's like when you go from a national championship powerhouse to start losing seasons. And when you're a player, who's like you said, like, you have an impact, you're trying to get noticed, it's very frustrating. You know what I mean? Kind of to my point about, the teams, like putting a good team together and like what you mentioned. So talk to me about what that experience was like for you, obviously being on a losing team, and
So yeah, I mean, to elaborate, it was I mean, it was hard to watch, and it's just hard. Obviously, I'm going to be for my team, but it's harder because I didn't get that opportunity to help my team play or
right.
help my team win. I didn't get to play, so I didn't get to help my team win, and that's just that always sucks. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Especially just because of the whole situation. But I was hands down one of the best receivers out there,
Right.
at that time. So just
Right.
to not even get that shot still, just because of whatever, we weren't producing,
Right.
so you'd feel like, you'd get a shot and coaches, but that's just the politics of it, man. You know what I'm
Always.
saying? And
Always.
we traveled to we traveled to a few schools. I did travel to and dress, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Just to stand in the cold. The last game I remember specifically was Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Yeah.
We took a bus to Grand Rapids, Michigan, and that was one of our last games. We got our butts kicked, and we were on the way home. So man, it was just rough, but just in the midst of it all, who you are,
Yeah.
and you just try to remind yourself of that, and just that shot and that opportunity, you are going to get that playing time, and that's just what you look forward to.
Yeah. And that's exactly it. I mean, it's kind of like you. I mean, like I didn't get too many reps at receiver, but I got my most play on special teams. And obviously, kind of to what you just said, like kind of looking forward to your opportunity and knowing your shot will come. My coach told me, he was like, Oz, like that's what you call me. My first two initials were Austin. They did the Oz. They give like Oz. Don't ever trip out no playing time. Just make sure that you have your head on straight, because we need you to be versatile. We need you to kind of know your role and just be able to be a part of this team. When your time comes, you will get your opportunity to shine. And lo and behold, it came. Kind of to your point, being a late bloomer, I didn't even get to play in high school. You know what I mean? So I was a latest bloomer on my team. And so kind of that's kind of why I can resonate. What your story resonates with me very, very heavily in that regard. So obviously, and people don't understand how tough that is when it's like you want to play, you have the ability and the talent, obviously like you did, and you can't for circumstances outside of your control. But
Exactly.
you still got to keep your head on straight and know that hey man, head down. My time will come. So
100%.
100%. So after Harper, do you play 2 years of Harper or 1 year?
So yeah, so there was I won't get into any personal stuff, but yeah, that
Oh,
was
come on
I
now, man. This is the podcast for you, brother. You got to let these people know, Josh. Why is Joshua Hampton not in the NFL with a little NFL hoodie on? Because of whatever that should happen. I mean, it's all good, bro. This podcast won't give a fuck. We just say whatever.
Oh, 100%. I
Yeah.
just don't want to. Yeah. So, anyways, I'm just get with it. But yeah,
Yeah.
so there was a situation that happened. So I came into Harper as a running back,
Mhm.
and I was also behind two other running backs, and they were good,
Yeah.
but there was just I felt I was better. So that's kind of just to let you know, that's kind of where the transition to wide receiver came.
Sounds good.
I went to the coach and was like, there's no way I'm sitting behind these two running backs. There's no way. I'm better than both of them for one.
Yeah.
But we need some help at receiver. So I'm going to go to receiver. My whole mentality with that was if I can be and have the same impact at receiver as I do at running back, you know what I'm saying? Then we got something there. Versatility.
Yeah. Right.
You know, so again, versatility was big on my mind early, just as far as like, hey, if you can be versatile, that's more opportunities, that's more job opening, whatever the case is. That was just my whole thing. Be as versatile as possible. So that's again, I sat down with the coach. The coach at the time was Coach Waldstein. And I was like, look, man, I gotta go to receiver because I know I can start and I know I can, just help us out there. So then fast forward, things are going well. Again, we're losing or whatever the case is, but whatever, I'm playing, so I'm it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the team. So
right, exactly. That's all you care about.
Right. So I don't know. I don't think I finished the season with them. So this is kind of just where things get a little sticky. There was a family friend on the team, also a receiver, or I think he just transferred there and stuff like that. And I don't know, the envy came out, and he thought that putting dirt on my name would do justice for him. And so the coach came to me one day, man, and he sat me down and he's like, look, I guess there might have been a little issue with me and like coming to study tables and stuff like that, but I wasn't failing or doing bad, I just like was still new to the whole like showing up to study table stuff.
Yeah.
So, but this kid had, put some bad dirt on my name, and that's kind of where like the coach was like, all right, that was pretty much it until, things kind of turned around, or he heard that things were not what he had heard. And it was simple, little stuff, man. Like it was nothing. It was stuff that I was doing outside, beer pong at the crib. I mean, I'm 18, 19, 20 in college, bro. Like I can't play beer pong at my residence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where like the sour taste, and I was just like, damn, I think this is it.
Yeah.
But then like you said, so they had one more season, 2011, and then 2012, that was it. They folded anyway.
They folded anyways. Yeah.
So
then,
that's it. That's just how I parted, and the whole Harper experience ended for me.
And then what happened after Harper?
So after Harper, man, I honestly didn't know what to do. I was just like, what do I do? Like I'm not in school, so how am I going to play football?
Right.
How am I going to reach the goal still?
Yeah.
And so honestly, I literally just looked up. So at the time, I was like working and things like that, but my vision was my vision, I was working and things like that, but my vision wasn't to like save money to try to like, I didn't know about the schooling and how much, school was in California and how many other Jucos were out there that I could have gone to and
so many, bro.
to.
you could have come to my school, bro.
Literally.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, exactly.
So even in 2018 though, which is pretty funny, even 2018, I applied to Julian Edelman and CJ Anderson school that they went to.
CSM, College of San Mateo. They played us and they blew us the fuck out. 65-0. Go ahead.
Right.
Yeah.
So I literally I've applied to those schools, Ventura, College of Ventura, Lakeland College, all these, just after figuring out. So long story short, after Harper, I just started researching, like, trying to find a team. So fast forward to 2014, which isn't long after. It's like 2012. So,
right.
But then but I didn't even play football like at all in those two. Well, I did. I went to I played in the Myrtle Beach, like Europe versus Canada, Europe versus Team USA game in 2013. And then after that year, 2014, is when I came across the semi-pro team, 9-man league, the Chicago Vipers.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what started that whole, okay, well, now I got a team now I can get some film footage.
Yep.
And we can try to figure this thing out now from here. You know what I'm saying? Now that I got a team. But again, it was 9-man.
Yeah.
So not real football,
You're-
so just all those little variables that just play into it. But again, I was just happy that I found a team that I could play for and get film.
Right. And kind of with that, kind of talk to me about that experience, because now you're obviously on a team that's not like run like a collegiate program. When Evan was talking to me, and he told me he's like, Austin, if you can attest to this, he's like, semi-pro is not like college, right? It's completely different. So talk to me about your experience of that transition, right?
It's weary, man. It's weary. Yeah, it's rough, because it's kind of just, you assemble a team of guys who, some come out of bed and some stay ready, and yeah, you're just trying to play football. You end up just playing football at the end of the day with a bunch of guys who just still have a love for the game.
Bingo.
So you kind of, again, you just got to stay focused on your goal and your task at hand, and that's to play full speed now, because again, you're not playing organized ball like you are in college.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you still, again, just have to carry yourself to that standard of, I'm going to play like I'm out here playing collegiate ball, or I'm out here, because it has to show on film.
It has to, right?
So it has to translate, and that's just what it was. And honestly, that year I was still balling out. Like, that was one of my best years of semi-pro. The footage from it is pretty cool. I'll have to send it over to you if you
Yes,
haven't
sir.
seen it.
Oh yeah, go
But
ahead.
yeah, I mean, again, that was the only ball I had played after Harper, and I was just getting started at Harper and didn't even get to
Right.
make any noise there.
Right.
And then things happen and they fold. I even had thought about going to college to do Page at one point and talking to them just to go back to school, and just kind of figure that out. But they were just a little bit far away from me. So I guess, distance became an issue for that.
Right.
So yeah, man, I mean, it was just different. Again, you just, now that it's semi-pro, again, everything as far as like staying ready, staying on top of it, staying in the weight room, now you have to just remind yourself of these things more, because it can slip away from you like that, because you're just not in that organized, you're just not in that structured environment anymore.
Right. Exactly. So now the Venom, you had a pretty good season, it sounds like, right? Because you're saying I got to see the film. Talk to me about your season with them, and then talk to me about what happened afterwards. What did that lead to?
Right. So the nine-man league just really was able to just show off my talent, my speed. I was a lot younger then, you know what I'm saying? And I did well enough to where that got me and led to an opportunity to get picked up by the Chicago Chaos, the 11-man team.
Right.
One second.
You're good. Pause the recording.
The 11-man team, and then we proceeded to win a championship. They felt like I was one of their missing pieces to that team. And so, yeah, we ended up winning the championship that year that they did recruit me from that. And yeah, that was really just the gist of it. It was a pretty smooth transition. Like I said, they wanted a guy like me with speed and stuff like that, and yeah, so that worked out pretty well. I went up and just played my role, and we were able to get it done. So that was my first, and that ended up being my first championship now in the 11-man 2016 team with the Chicago Chaos.
Okay. So 2016 was with the Chaos. So you went from 2014 to 15 with the Venom. Is that right?
Yes. The Vipers, or yeah, the Vipers, and 2014. So the Vipers didn't want to translate to or move to an 11-man team.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want to move to an 11-man team, so they stayed. They stayed at 9-man.
Mm-hmm.
They stayed in 9-man, and so yeah, that's why I left to the Chaos ultimately. So no, it was just 1 year with the Vipers, and then kind of like a year and a half with the Chaos. And so the second year, going into the first year after we won the championship with the Chaos, that's kind of where the Chicago Blitz opportunity had came.
There we go.
And yeah, so I just had a big game. One of the games they had came out. I had a couple hundred rushing yards, a couple touchdowns. And, I guess that was talent enough for them to be like, okay, well, we'll bring this guy into camp and get him, give him a shot. But I'm trying to remember. I feel like this was all still around 2014, 2015 still.
Mm-hmm.
Not even 2016 yet, because 2016, we're not there yet. So I won't fast forward too much. So yeah, Vipers led to the Chaos Championship. Chaos led to the Blitz, and that's just when that started.
And the Blitz, for everyone who doesn't remember the Evan Van Clyne interview, the Blitz were, but at that time are a pro indoor football arena football team. So this we're talking about now. We're talking about your first experience being on a pro team in an indoor arena environment. So kind of talk to me about what's going through your head at this time, right? Because obviously, you're in a situation where you've been grinding for so long, just trying to get that opportunity. 9-man ball with the Vipers, and 11-man ball with the Chaos. You win a championship. Now you finally get the opportunity based on one of your big performances to go on a pro indoor team. It's not the NFL, obviously, but still, kind of talk to me about what was going through your mind at that time.
I was just excited and happy. To be honest, just after even talking about not even being able to get to California and do the Juco thing out there, it was still a blessing because my mom and my family were able to come out and witness and be a part of it. And had things went a different way, I wouldn't have that memory. So that was the biggest thing for me, and one of the biggest things I cherish and I took away from that. But man, I was ecstatic. I was happy. I was like, I'm making it happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, keep working. You don't get satisfied or, anything like that, but you just keep grinding, and you can be like, that's kind of where I feel like the belief and the faith, they don't kick in, but they're there, and you just start to see it now. You start to see what comes from the grind and sticking to it, you know what I'm saying, and believing in yourself and keeping that faith and knowing that you just keep grinding away, man. Someone's going to see you. You say you got it, you keep grinding it out, and someone's going to see.
Absolutely. So now here you are in the Blitz. You get through camp. You make the team, right? And now you're actually now you get the opportunity to play arena football. Talk to me about your first start or your first game, and talk to me about kind of your overall kind of your career, your tenure with the Blitz.
Oh man, so here we go again. So I get on the Blitz, man, and I'm coming in. I'm supposed to be one of the guys. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm young. I'm 24 or whatever the case is, and the politics come in to play now. So we go from he's supposed to be playing and one of our top guys to this is going to be a learning year.
Yeah.
So man, that was bitter. That was that was bitter. That hurt, man. That kills me, dude. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that hurt. I was like, oh my God, like this is because I was misled. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like obviously at the higher levels they're gonna let you know out the gate. They're not gonna sugarcoat. They're not gonna.
Yeah.
And again, I'm a grown man. I'm a young man, but I'm a grown man at the same time. Like, just let me know what it is. I'm giving you regardless of the adversity, I've put that all aside every time, and I've just balled out because I love the game.
Right.
And I've gone, and that's the reason why I go as hard, because I love the game, and that's just it. That's all. There's nothing else to it. There's no secret anything. I want to show what I can do at the highest level, because I feel like it was taken away from me. And again, just at every stage, every level, it's just always been something. But that also is what fuels me even more to let me know, like, it's going to happen.
Bingo.
So I kind of got a little caught up in that. I don't know if you wanted me to elaborate on anything else.
Go ahead, man. Fuck it, G. This is your episode. Why is Josh Hampton not in the NFL? Let's go.
Look, this isn't that.
Hey.
I mean, yeah.
Hey, who's there? Who's there?
Oh, okay. So cool. Well, I don't want to be like, this is my friend Kurt.
What's up?
What's up?
Hey,
All right,
Kurt.
look, what's up? Pleasure to meet you. But he's a beast. Like, he's like, you know how he's telling his 24-year-old story? He treats this shit like he's 24 years old. Like,
100%.
he's such a beast.
Such a beast.
Like he gets the job done.
Yes,
Feel
sir.
me?
Yes, sir.
Like,
All right.
whatever it is, it's done.
Bingo.
That's all I gotta say.
All right, so we got first-hand testimony from Kurt.
Hey, shout out to
Yeah, no, definitely, man. I appreciate one of my guys. So what else, man? What else like I said, I didn't want to go too far away, but yo, GPS, man.
You're good. No, I mean, so talk to me about kind of the Blitz, the politics happened. What happened next? Kind of what was the next kind of thing that led to?
Okay, so after the Blitz, so after the Blitz, I wasn't really sure what to do just after the, like I stuck it out the whole season, regardless of not playing, just again for the learning experience of it, and just to pick up the arena game, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Which helped because again, a year or so later down the line, that's when the Chicago Eagles come into play.
There we go. All right. Talk to me about the Eagles.
So I go with the Eagles just for the simple fact of the stuff that happened with the Blitz. You know, I felt like I gave them my all, and I just didn't want to deal with that anymore. So I felt like, hey, I'm gonna go prove myself again, and outshine some guys, outball some guys, outwork some guys, and make this team. Also, the incentives going into it were just more. We were playing out of the UIC Pavilion. And just the whole hype, I guess, around the Chicago Eagles being another, a team now we're playing, X amount of minutes away from Soldier Field. You know what I'm saying? So just the recruitment of the whole thing, and we haven't had anything like that since the Chicago Rush.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that was really just my whole thing. I'm like, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna ball out, I'm gonna make this team, and just kind of stick it to the Blitz. You know what I'm saying? Because they came out with tryouts, or they came out with tryouts at the same time, around the same time, and I just chose the Eagles over because I just knew that it would work out better for me if I just went a different route.
Right.
And again, had things not ended that way with the Blitz, I would have definitely came. But I just felt, honestly, I was going to be overlooked again. I didn't have any time for that. So I'm like, I'm taking my talents over here, and I'm going to do my thing. And lo and behold, it worked out. I went to camp, balling out day one again, man, and scoring touchdowns, not just, out here, but being an impact playmaker, you know what I'm saying? Making plays. And I make the team. And now here we are. I'm playing with we had 2 former NFL players on that team. So now here I am playing with 2 former NFL players now, and, probably the best talent in the Chicago area and from around. And I'm a starter at that. So now I'm starting. You go from just being a first-year learner, picking up the game, so shout out to the Blitz still. Thanks,
Shout out to the Blitz, baby.
That.
Yes, sir.
always, man. But yeah, so now I was super geeked. I was super excited. I'm just like, oh, man, I'm starting.
Yes, sir.
We're over here playing out of the UIC Pavilion. Now we got people coming. It was just super exciting, man. So again, I just wanted to keep working and busting my butt, keep working hard, keep never getting satisfied, never being complacent with just like, oh, I've made it, or this is it. I'm content with just making it here. Nah, man. Because that was never the goal from playing football and realizing like this is something you want to do. This is something you want to make a career out of. Even a friend of mine by the name of Sean Progar Jackson, he went to high school with him. He was undrafted by the New York Jets. And we created ourselves in video games in Madden, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
8th grade and stuff, he's the fullback, I'm the running back, and vice versa, and then one of us makes it, or one of us makes it at a higher level than the other. But that was the thing, that was always the goal, to make it,
Right.
And to get there. So just to continue to remind yourselves of that. Now, we're not done, man, and we got it. Aside from all the politics that play into it.
And obviously, you're seeing success with the Eagles. I want to show you this. That's my Cal Eagles. We were 2012 Western Conference Championship, and it's crazy because your team is the same colors, blue and red and white, and we play in the AIF. If you're familiar with it,
right?
Yeah. And so I was like, when I saw you in your jersey, I'm like, wait, Josh, same exact thing. You know what I mean? So I mean that it was awesome. I was doing it here in California, and you were doing it there in Chicago. Man.
Yeah. So even along, so I'm a sidetrack just a little bit so aside from that season, before I just go into the Blitz,
sure.
More, I go to move to Cali in around that 2016, 2015, the Eagles time, to try out for the LA Kiss and the San Diego Sabercats.
San Jose Sabercats.
San Jose, thank you.
I tried out for them after my second year at West Valley. So yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So I ended up coming, but it was the year that they won the championship.
Arena Bowl. Yep. Arena Bowl. Yep.
And that was when obviously the Chicago legend Reggie Gray was on that team as
Gray,
well.
man, motherfucking Reggie Gray. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So that was the whole. You're fine. That was the whole thing to trying out for them. I'm like, okay, we got a Chicago connection, Reggie Gray, and then again the LA Kiss. So those are the two teams I had moved to the West Coast to pursue now, again, to try to continue, just moving up the chart. And both those teams end up folding.
Exactly.
While I'm on the way and while I'm moving to California, and I'm just like, wow, that's this is the dream, man. This is the dream, right? This is what you get for chasing the dream. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was that. But I played on the Eagles, man, and to fast forward, backtrack to the Eagles now, that was probably some of the best group of talent and guys I've ever played with, for sure. We did end up having the greatest season that we wanted. We ended up having a losing season as well with that talent. That played a few different, factors played into that, but man, we really had it. So it kind of sucked that going into that next year that team was, there was no longer going to be any more Eagles.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because because for a lot of guys, myself included, and especially at this age now, and fast forward to 2016, I'm not 26, 27, or whatever the case is, not just as young. So, just as you climb, I don't know, opportunities just aren't always as they are when you're younger.
Right.
So you don't know how, and yeah, so unfortunately the Eagles, they end up folding as well after that first year, and that was it, man. That was kind of it. Sorry about that. Yeah, that was kind of it. After the Eagles folded, just we didn't we ended up with a losing record, and yeah, it sucked because we had the talent to get it done, but we just couldn't
put it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because the Eagles, your team folded, my team folded after the first year too. I mean, I'm not sure what it is, like
they obviously have something in common. They got something in common to where they both keep folding and things like that. I feel like it usually comes down to the ownership, to be honest. But
yeah, but that's pretty much the case with professional football outside of the NFL. Like you look at the AAF, before The Rock took over the XFL. You look at the AFL. AFL folded too. You know what I mean? And
right.
So these are types of things that you sometimes just is out of control. Either it's money or it's revenue or lack thereof, interest, right? So it's just, it's just nature. Like you said, chasing the dream. This is the price for chasing the dream. Shit just folds up and right, and you're just there, like, what the fuck am I supposed to do now?
Yeah, you know, you go to the next thing, man, and you try to figure it out.
Yeah.
But again, that's the beauty of it, you know. Again, because you're doing this because you got it. You know that you have something in you that hasn't been seen, you know, and hasn't been obviously shown. So that's why you keep doing it. You don't really. I'm not doing this and to follow it like an unrealistic dream. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm doing this because I know I have what it takes, and I just, you know, continue to grind hard and hope I get the shot to just prove that to myself, you know, because that's what it's about, you know, proving it to myself, you know, that I have that and I can play at an elite level.
That's 100% what it is. You know, in a nutshell, in essence, it's all about proving yourself. Now, you said we're done with the Eagles. They fold. Now you go back to the Blitz. Am I right?
Correct.
All
2018.
right. 2018. All right, let's go. Let's go, baby. I'm ready for this. I'm putting my ring sock on.
2018. So now we are back, man. Now we are back with the Blitz. We're in a different league. And yeah, we're back. And I just wanted to play ball.
Right.
The Eagles had left, so there was no team, and I wasn't really gonna, you know, fight too much against the grain or against the grain too much. So I was like, whatever, let's just get it, man. You know, let's go, let's work our butts off like we do, and let's get this money. And lo and behold, man, it was kind of the same stuff, man, that I ended up dealing with the first year.
Damn.
You know, at this point, it didn't make any sense because now I have the experience. You know what I'm saying? Other guys that kind of got picked over me are older than me. I'm still one of the young guys. You know, I'm just more mature, more, you know, developed. And man, yeah, it was just the same old thing. I don't think I played. And we folded after 3 games anyway. So I didn't play again in any of the 3 games. And we folded after 3 games, just, you know, just to end it on a good note or a high note. So
good note or high note. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, just, you know, the cherry on the top, as they say.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, man, so that's kind of it, you know. That was just really unfortunate because, again, you know, here I am thinking that, you know, the politics of the game is over with. Or, you know, they know they got their gyms now, and it's just still not the case, man, you know. So that's just why it's an never-ending fight of just continuing to prove yourself, continuing to find ways and give reasons for them not to say no.
Right.
You know, no matter what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it was unfortunate again, man. A lot of talented guys on that 2018 Blitz team, and yeah, man, we just, you know, we didn't even last no more than 3 games.
Yeah, I mean, and Evan was one of those guys, our last guest. So
yeah, exactly. So Evan, our guy Evan, and man, we really had a lot of the pieces, you know, and that's just the name of the game.
Yes, sir. So Blitz full, then what does that lead to? Are you going back to semi-pro, or have you gotten any interest from your arena kind of tenure, your career? Kind of, what does that lead to?
Okay, so after, yeah, so now I was able to spend some time in Canada last year, and actually came across some connections out there to, you know, possibly get into the CFL.
Okay.
You know, pretty much playing for just amateur teams or an amateur team that gets looks and gets scouts though.
Kind of like a feeder team to the CFL, so like CFL teams.
Correct. Yeah, they have stuff out there like that, you know, and it takes time, and you know, when you're going this route to figure things out like that and come across, you know, opportunities like that, you know, but you never stop is how you get them. You know,
right.
You come across these things, you never stop doing. And yeah, so I came across some opportunities, and everyone's being affected by COVID, right? So that's just what it is at this point. I got an opportunity to play out there and then play in France, and just COVID is what it is right now.
But let's not forget, you were also here in Cali last year for the Oakland Panthers tryout for Marshawn Lynch. And we were supposed to link up, but you blew me off because you know why, guys? I am not fit enough to be in Josh Hampton's league. He doesn't give a shit about the ice. He don't give a shit about ice. Josh will work.
I hope you're just joking. I hope we weren't supposed to link up.
Motherfucker, this is the 81 podcast, bro. Everything's fair game, brother. All right. Talk to me about kind of talk to me about the experience. Talk to me about what was it like for you to go to the Oakland Panthers Open, or I guess invitation. Was it invitational? It was invitational, right?
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, so the invitational combine over there with Marshawn Lynch, beast mode, for his new team, and then kind of how was that experience like? Coming to the Bay.
It was a pretty cool experience. Not gonna lie, I did get to shake Marshawn Lynch's hand and like introduce myself to him personally, so that was pretty cool. He's not a very friendly guy.
Really?
He's friendly. He's just not he's a no nonsense guy, zero tolerance guy. And yeah, I mean, like if he doesn't know you, you can forget about it.
Bingo.
Yeah, it's not happening. So I was surprised. Like I was pretty blunt with how I went up and made it happen. And if I didn't do it that way, it wasn't gonna happen. I wasn't ever gonna shake his hand or get to introduce myself to him. So, but I mean, it was a great experience, man. I drove there from Chicago. I drove from Chicago to East Oakland.
Whoa! You drove from Chicago to East Oakland?
Drove from Chicago.
Man, you should let me know. I could hook you up with some plane tickets. It ain't nothing, G.
Man.
Yeah. But that's what you get. That's what you get. That's what you get for blowing me off. Lakers.
Don't get fed. So
exactly.
You know what they say.
I'm just playing.
So,
go ahead. Yeah.
It was just a great experience, man. I mean, there was a lot of talent there. Again, I was looking to just prove myself. Here we go. How cool would it be to play on Beast Mode's team? Even just in the midst of trying to make it, still to the next level. But again, every which way you can. And yeah, if I could be playing on a former NFL player's team, then why not? So, but yeah, I went there, and to add, I didn't realize this till later, but the former NFL quarterback Josh Johnson was there with him.
Wow.
throwing balls around too. So that was pretty cool. I didn't realize that till towards the end of it. I'm like, oh shit, Josh Johnson's out here. So I could have caught a couple balls from him, and that would have been pretty dope. Where am I saying? But yeah, man. So actually, it was a pretty cool just experience, even though it didn't happen because Marshawn Lynch's younger brother ended up being signed, being like the first signee to the team. Mm-hmm. So that was cool. I got to meet his younger brother, and I got to meet a couple of the Marshawn Lynch cousins and stuff like that. So it was just pretty cool, man. It was just a great experience. Again, COVID has kind of shut everything down, so that also didn't get to go through and didn't get to even become a team due to COVID.
Right. But I mean, at least you got the experience of kind of, you got to be in the NFL trial, basically like NFL, right? Because those are NFL. It's an NFL player, Marshawn, and you got to beat Josh Johnson, who's also from Oakland. That's why he was there. He's an Oakland native, like East Bay from here. And so obviously you got to be there, kind of just be in their graces and get that experience, So I mean, and I think the biggest thing is kind of just taking that experience and learning from it, because that's kind of what you want to do when you go to a combine. So
right,
and I think
100%.
100%, and kind of did you learn what you say was the biggest takeaway from that experience, for just being there?
Man, you just got to show up and show out in these opportunities.
Yeah.
And it's just simple as that. You can't think about it too much. Staying ready is the number one key to that.
Yeah.
Being able to show out at a high level and an elite level, and that's just the biggest takeaway every time, because there was some adversity getting there. And I honestly, at one point throughout the trial, I didn't know if I was going to make it, just because, just the variables that had played into it. But I did, because I didn't come out there not to give everything I had.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Regardless of a little adversity. So that's just what it is, man. No matter what it is, you just got to remind yourself you just got to remind yourself, why you're doing this and to go hard and just not forget that.
100%. So, it sounds like, what? I mean, you have a culmination of pro experience, and obviously you're just playing semi-pro. You're playing semi-pro just kind of the same reason why I did. I mean, I hadn't played pro ball. My last time I played was 6 years before I moved to Chicago to play for the Falcons. Played for the Falcons, got this, and I'm like, I'm done. You know what I mean? I don't. I could play again if I want to, but with COVID, like kind of what you're experiencing, it's just like, maybe not. Talk to me about kind of what's in store for you in light of all the shit that's been going on for the past year. Kind of like, where do you see where do you see yourself in the next 5-10 years?
Yeah, so that's really what I'm working on. I would love to, coach at a point, and transition to doing that, just because, I can't. What's the point of, keeping all this knowledge when I can share it with other youthful athletes and, athletes who, hope one day to become a pro at whatever level, you know what I'm saying? So that's the number one thing. And then I am also a personal trainer, so opening up my own gym and kind of transitioning athletes and working athletes out at my gym. And yeah, just doing things like that and training athletes, preparing them for the next level. And yeah, showing kids, what they're capable of at an early age, so they can put things together and they can make it happen for themselves.
Mm-hmm. And then outside of kind of what you're currently working with and your current pursuits, kind of, talk me about your sports. I know I saw you with a LeBron jersey, right? So you're a Lakers fan too?
Yeah. I've been a Lakers fan more recently just because of everything with like Kobe, and stuff like that. I've always been a LeBron fan. I've been a LeBron fan since St. Vincent, St. Mary's,
High school.
Yeah, and literally, like my uncle at one point gave me one of his high school jerseys that he had gotten a hold of, but it was like a dress on me, so he took it back. But yeah, so it was that long ago. So back then.
You're talking about 2000s, bro. Oh, early 2000s with the long tees and the white tees. Come on now, keep going.
99 and the 2000s.
Man, the 2000, boy. God damn.
Right?
Yeah.
Throwback.
Yeah.
But yeah, so LeBron, man, I honestly, like, obviously, I don't have I'm not a LeBron James or a person even with, I don't have one of those big frames, but as far as energy and as far as like style of play, like I relate myself and would compare myself to him. Just, I did play basketball as well and stuff like that. But anyways, yeah, so I would compare myself to him in certain situations. Just going hard, having that, just being a beast, as simple as that, just being a beast, man.
Oh.
You already know.
Yes, sir. Let's see it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, LeBron's my guy. I actually, do you have any of his jerseys?
Yeah, I do. Actually.
Hey, yeah, I got that one.
Yes,
I
sir.
got that one. Yeah, I've definitely been seeing you out there taking advantage, man, of all the opportunities, being a part of everything. That's really, really cool, man.
Yes, sir, man. That's what I do.
That's really good stuff. I would be doing the same stuff if I was out there. I'm not gonna lie, man. That stuff is really cool. And just again, staying in the sports world, just like anything else, it's a family, or you become, closer to people because of it, because of your interest with the sport and things like that. So that's dope, man. That's really cool stuff.
Appreciate it. No, that's kind of it. Like, even this podcast, even having you on, like, I feel like football, like we talk about, circle gets smaller the longer you play. And I feel like this, like, it's family. It's not more so like you're a stranger, or I'm a stranger, you play for this team, I play for that team. Nah, man. We're all fucking trying to get better, or we're all trying to aim because, like you said, it's for the love of the game, or we're trying to reach a higher goal, or we're trying to do something to try to give back, and that's essentially the whole purpose of, being involved, especially for me out here or wherever, kind of do the podcast to connect everyone all over. So, I think that's, what I mean? And so I appreciate you recognizing that. And yeah, man, I mean, this is great.
It's a brotherhood, everything, man. You got to look at it like that, because there's so many things we have in common, but we don't know if we don't speak. you know, and we don't interact and stuff like that.
Well, actually, that's one thing I forgot to ask you. So we all know the shit talking that goes on the MSFL and the shit talking page on Facebook. Viewers ask me about this.
Please don't get me started.
No, because obviously with you, go ahead. No, I gotta get you started, bro. This is your episode,
No,
and
go ahead.
you know, I mean, that's
Go
pretty
ahead,
much
go
it.
ahead.
That's pretty much it. Because obviously, with all the shit that comes, you know, my name's been obviously thrown out occasionally. Everyone somehow at one point has been fair game. Talk to me about your experience. You know what I mean? Kind of like, because you are kind of one of the people who don't get involved with the trash talk. You kind of keep your head on straight, and you know, so kind of go ahead.
It's not my forte. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna say, like, I've never dibbed and dabbed into the shit talking and talking back. I've kind of always just let my work ethic and my game do the talking for me, and that's just worked out better. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have anything to prove to these guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Again, that's just the whole thing, and that's my mentality. So I have nothing to prove to any of these individuals.
Bingo.
You know what I'm saying? So it's and that's just what it is. That's why I don't intervene. Like, I don't know, man. You know, like, it's a journey. You know, we're all on it for our own reasons. And I feel like a lot of guys try to tear guys down with their comments and stuff like that and make their journey seem lesser than what it is. And that's just not what it's about.
Bingo.
You know what I'm saying? Because some of us have been more fortunate to others to play the game at a higher level or have this opportunity to play the game. You know what I'm saying? So, man, you know, it means something when you're at that ages and you're getting to those ages where you're done playing or just semi-pro is just it. You know what I'm saying? So, it's more so just having respect for all the game, and it's not that serious to me, man. I'm not, you know, again, semi-pro is never the goal.
Absolutely. You
know what I'm saying? So that's just also the other thing. Like, I'm doing this to get somewhere. And the thing is, too, with me, man, is I'm indifferent because there's a lot of young guys in the league right now, man, who are good, but they're just, oh, this is my 6th year playing semi-pro. Bro. Go, Deuce. Get out of here, man.
Exactly, man.
What are you doing? Get out of it. This is supposed to be the last option. Or, like, again, if you need film and you're not able to go, you know what I'm saying? Or you can literally use the semi-pro film to get to college.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that's just my whole reasoning. And guys should be looking at it for that, not to come on a shit-talking page and talk crap about people, their moms, their gameplay. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, it's fun. And, you know, I've learned to understand it, to not take things so personal, but that's just not what I do, and that's just why I don't connect with it like that. Like, I'm on the page to see what guys say, you know what I'm saying? But, for example, one of the M3's DBs, he wanted to get me back on the Chaos team because he heard I was good and stuff and things like that. Like, he heard I was good from other people. I never once boasted and told him, like, oh, I'm the dude, I'm the man, I'm the best guy out. No, I might know that, but I've never said that. So I guess me not getting back to him, you know, he kind of felt some type of way, and now he's playing on M3, and, you know, obviously we were in the championship. He kind of, like, tried to take things out on me and just, you know, talk shit. But it's like, bro, here you are in my inbox asking me to be buddy and play for the Chaos.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, no, it took everything in me to not screenshot that and post it and say what I'm saying now. Like, bro, come on, bro. Here's 2 years ago, 3 years ago, you're in my inbox. Bro, whatever you need, I got you. Come on, play for the Chaos. And now you're here talking shit to me. Oh, you're trash. Whoa, best receiver who? Dude, it's not that serious.
It ain't that serious. No, same thing. Same shit here, bro. I remember when they were talking about me, because I think you might have seen it. It was one of my high school buddies. He wanted one of the guys I went to high school. He wanted like an autograph. And I took a photo with him, and then you saw that, right? Then they posted it, and then one of the dudes was like, this dude has a fake Wikipedia page, fake rings, fake stats, fake. What is it? Fake. I forgot what he said. He's like, not good at all lies. Yeah, he said that. He signed autographs like he's a somebody when he's a nobody, this and that. And then I was just like, I just read it, and I'm all like, this is the same dude who was fucking, and he's empty, right? Just ironically, it's always empty. It's like, the same dude who asked me for $600 to help fund his flag league last year. You know what I said? Yeah, you heard it, right? I was like,
yeah,
come
man,
on
no,
now.
I definitely chimed in on. Yeah, no.
I think you're fading out. It's okay. Can you repeat what you just said?
Yeah, so can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
There's just really no end game to it, you know?
Right.
Guys are just either trying to like make guys feel bad or hurt guys' feelings or whatever the case is, and yeah, I'd rather not even entertain it.
Exactly. No, that's why it's like, to your point, like I had to withhold. I had to like some of my boys like, screenshot that, post it. I'm like, nah, dude. I'm like, I'm bigger than that, because it's better.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Because I mean, obviously, when you respond to it, you bring yourself down to that level. But versus like,
Exactly.
you should, So that's kind of my point. I'm glad that you agree with me on that. So, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, as they say, I guess like two wrongs don't make a right or whatever. So,
Yeah.
just not try to retaliate back. I mean, yeah, you don't let people walk all over you who just say anything, but at the end of the time, you got to know what's worth your time and what's not.
Bingo. Nailed it. So yeah,
Yeah,
now
as you can see, it's taking me a little time. Like I'll get into little grooves of just like talking and stuff, and then I'll be like all sporadic. Like,
you're good.
so yeah,
Dude.
I'm kind of hoping if you can with this cast, if you can like edit. I don't know. I don't know if there's bits and pieces you can edit and chop it and piece it together, but
yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, I'm gonna post the whole thing unedited, and fuck Josh if he doesn't like it, because this is what we have to do for for Josh's own benefit, to know when he has an interview, he has all the time dedicated to not be driving in a car, to just dedicate time for an interview. I'm just kidding.
man. No, for real though. For real.
I'm just playing. No. I mean,
no,
you're
this
good.
This was a pleasure, man. I'm happy that you're figuring things out in the midst. This was a pretty dope idea to do and start your own podcast. I commend you just for doing that. Like that's also something down the line that I would want to do as well, along with more so like I have an idea of a nonprofit
Nonprofit.
that
Okay.
I want to do.
Yeah.
But again, to help out guys out here in Chicago in my situation with the connections that I've built over all these years. With
Absolutely.
Football.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Not just
Right.
to be out here talking and bragging or boasting about my playing time and my playing days. No, I want to help one of these 24, 25-year-olds get back to school and do this the right way. You know what I'm saying? Not because it can't be done, but the odds of it versus doing it this way versus, and being a Darius Prince or being you know what I'm saying? Like former NFL player Keith Lewis said, man, you really got to want it. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
Again, as you get outside of the organized structure, that kind of fades. They're really wanting it for some guys, even if they were at a school and they had to leave for whatever reason. So again, just trying to keep and let guys know that that's the drive that they need to have to get there, and they'll get there. That's something that'll be something I'm looking forward to doing. But I think that this your platform as well, it will be just like the tipping of the iceberg for that as well, and can be.
100%, man. I appreciate you recognize that, and I just want to also add to that, kind of to your point. There's a lot of kids in Juco and high school listening to my podcast, who obviously know me, either through they read about me or they knew me through playing or I coached them or whatever. I mean, just they just know me, through mutual friend, whatever. So my coach Dub is not kind of like a regular coach, and if you follow him on IG or if you watch that episode, he trains all the NFL elite receivers. My first practice at San Jose City College, James Jones from the Packers was there doing the ladder. And I was like, oh my fucking God, bro. You know what I mean? And so essentially, the biggest thing is just understanding that, like, my coach is now there as a resource for these kids who listen in or watch on the YouTube or whatever, to kind of help them with their routes or give advice because he still coaches. He's still in the coaching game. He's coached at Fresno State, Nebraska, the NFL, wherever. And he works with Tyreek Hill. He works with Devontae Adams. He works with all these guys, and
Right.
he's a regular guest. Tomorrow we have a coaching clinic call with him and another one of my teammates who coaches at De Anza College out here. So kind of to your point, yes, that's kind of my goal with this. Not just to kind of, promote or, it's to give everyone a platform, like, tell their story, but also to kind of show and kind of provide an example and guidance for these younger kids or, kind of, with the youth or to want to also get to that next level, whatever
Right,
wherever they are in life. Yeah.
Exactly, 100%, man. I mean, that's a beautiful thing, man. And, that's, I appreciate it because all these platforms are now out here, and I'm just a little bit older now, though, is the only thing. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, how old are you, 29?
Yeah.
I'm 30, bro. Don't be talking about old.
No. I'm just saying, like, we're just older now. That's
Right.
all.
Right, yeah.
Forgive me, man. I'm going.
You're good.
I'm good. Yeah. So, and age is nothing I even pay attention to. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Not to like sit here and be like, oh, I'm young or whatever the case is, but like, yeah, a lot of people I interact with, and just because of my energy, definitely due to working out and keeping my body intact. People think I'm like 23, 25.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm definitely never worried about the age. I never remind myself about the age. I just work out and stay in shape. And that keeps me young. I'm not going to think about like, oh, I'm getting old or I'm older. Those words are contagious in how I look at it. Like saying you're old, you're tired, you're lazy, you're going to be exactly all those things. So you kind of got to say the opposite for yourself to kind of get yourself out of it if that's, what you need, or if that's the type of person you are, but yeah, I always tell myself I'm young, you're, and yeah, just keep that mentality.
Bingo. Keep that mentality. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with everything you just said. It's a pleasure talking to you, man. Any closing thoughts for our listeners or viewers for Joshua Hampton or anything?
Well, yeah, I do want to wish everyone good strength and good health. I hope everyone is safe out there, man. I hope, everyone is just staying safe for the most part. And, yeah, man, never give up. Never give up. Always keep the dream alive. And you control you. Worry about the things you can't control. Don't worry about what you can't. And just grind, man. You just gotta put the work in. You put the work in, everything else will take care of itself.
100%. Good message for everyone listening, man. Just put in the work, keep grinding, head down. Head down and just, focus up, and you'll be all right. So, Josh, man, it was great talking to you, man. I feel like, this is probably the best first conversation not being in person. Yeah, and I also feel like, yeah, and we definitely got to do this again, man. And next time you're in Cali or if I'm over there, you can't blow me off. And I can blow you off because like because if you're here, you can't blow me off because you already got one on me, so we're good.
Oh my God, I appreciate you so much, man. This was great. I definitely got to do this more just so it can be more fluent. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely down, and we'll definitely set it up. And I definitely won't be doing a million things at once. But I appreciate you. Thanks so much for your time, and it was a pleasure, my guy.
100%,
you be safe out there, and I definitely will be in touch with you when I'm on the West Coast. I do have a few things that I'm working on, a few trainers that I'm trying to link with and things of that nature. So I'll be in touch with you, my guy, and we'll do this again.
Yes, sir, we will. Yes, sir, we will. All right, y'all. Joshua Hampton, thank you, brother.
Appreciate you, my guy. Have a good night.
You too.
Later.
Later.